Okay. So just tuning into your belly again. And this time from your belly, I want you to move your attention to your base chakra. And just being aware of all those little niggly aches and pains that we get from time to time, including your knee, Mary. Let's keep your attention in the base chakra. And just being aware of our earlier invocation. And just imagine so that you were sitting under a pyramid. So imagine that the point above you was up in the soul star chakra, and that the pyramid was large enough to hold your body very comfortably. If it feels too tight, just make it bigger. Just being aware of like the four sides of the triangles, 4 triangles around you, the point on the top, and that you would be sitting on a square. And just let yourself just relax down into the square. And imagine that underneath you there was a second pyramid, so that you're sort of sat in the middle of a diamond shape. And just let yourself just relax as you just rest in this diamond shape. And just be aware of sort of cutting off all of the outside world. Just giving yourself this time to just be completely present with yourself and whatever's going on for you. Completely present with your own energy, your soul energy. And just relax down into the body. So you might want to imagine that you're sat on the floor of the square, regardless of how you're sitting in your chair. And just be aware of the base of your spine would be touching the earth, as it were. And then the other pyramid sort of faces down into the earth, so just kind of keeping it equal above and below. So you'd be about 10 feet probably down into the earth. And then just make the whole thing bigger, so that there's more spaciousness for you. And just kind of be aware of everybody else doing the same thing, creating the pyramids, creating the diamond shape, and then just making it all a bit bigger. That you could stand up comfortably, you could probably walk around a bit. You could move and explore each corner. You could peer down through the floor into the bottom pyramid. And just being aware of the saying, as above, so below. And there's a lot of references to this in lots of different scriptures. And just being aware of that. And then just imagine you sit back down on the ground and just get even more comfortable in how you're sitting. You might want to make small adjustments, and you might want to just focus inwards, like more potential, but also more focus. I want you to just focus on your left, the bottom of on your bottom, on the cheek of your left bottom cheek, as it were. And just focus all of your attention there. But sometimes when people are in yoga, they say on your sitting bones, and they sort of adjust you a little bit so that you're sat on your sitting bones. You can often feel your sitting bones, so the part that sort of connects with the chair the most. Just being aware of the sitting bones there underneath your bottom. Just check the right hand side first, and then do the left hand side. Just be aware of all of the right side of the body. So the right side of the body relates to the masculine, And it's often about taking action and doing the things that we need to do to move us forward. So as life progresses, it can become very easy to get caught in the past and to become quite stagnant in our energy. And the soul tends to not like that. The soul is really here to experience growth. So when we get stagnant, often things get harder because the soul is trying to teach us to make a move, do something, take some action. So just keeping your attention on the lower part of your body. Put down. And then just very gently, just bring your attention into the sacral area, or sixth chakra. And just imagine as you breathe in that the sacral energy, the energy that's naturally stored there, start to sort of churn with the navel chakra energy. So we're using creative energy with the energy of our own power. Just let it churn through a little bit. Just being aware of any emotions that arise as you work your way through this. And just let every single thing be okay. Just allow it, accept it. And just have an awareness of it. It's kind of the first step to processing an emotion, is to just become aware of it. Sometimes with emotions, we need to sort of elicit what's underneath an emotion. So you might find that your first emotion is sort of like, I had one yesterday, I just felt flat. And then as I explored it, I could feel that there were deeper emotions underneath it. Just being aware of any emotion that you brought to the class, anything that you've actually mentioned, but also just be aware that these deeper emotions might be there. Anger, sadness, frustration, feeling despair. It's one of the ones that's definitely going about just now with people in COVID, is despair. Feeling abandoned. Feeling like you're not enough. Or that sense of sort of missing all of your friends and family. That can cause anxiousness, can cause sadness, can cause anger. Just let all of these emotions, just whatever's relevant to you, just let yourself focus on that. And just let it rise up. You're doing really, really well. The energy's starting to move towards the heart, which is always where it will get churned. It has to move to the heart to get churned. And just being aware even of feelings of, be it devastation, perhaps of what's going on in the world, or your reactivity to whatever's going on in the world. Just let yourself, that's it. Just let the feeling of being devastated, just let it rise up if it's there. If it's not there, that's all good. But if it is there, then just let it rise up a little bit into the heart. So it will come from wherever it's been hiding or stored, and it will move towards the heart as you bring your attention towards it. Once you've got your awareness on it, and then you just come into acceptance that actually I feel this. So we're very used to often denying our feelings, and sort of one of the techniques that we often use is we try to laugh things off, or we'll jokingly admit to feeling something and then we'll try to laugh it off. And this is not good for us. This is not an adult way of being. It's a child response. And it's being aware. And as your awareness increases, remember the next step is just acceptance. And the emotions will just start to move through you. As you become more familiar with this technique, the emotions can move quite quickly again. And just being aware again, being aware of the next step, which is acceptance. And the third step is actually to take action, so to not delay taking action. In this instance, taking action would be the ability to churn the emotion, just allowing that emotion to rise up to your heart area where it can be churned. But in a different circumstances, it might mean actually taking action, especially if it's things that you've procrastinated on for a while. Just being aware, breathe down to the sacral area, down from the crown. Turn it round and up to the heart chakra. And just let whatever emotions have been created, let them just churn through the heart and let them just release. And then just being aware now of any frozen emotion, which you might have put aside at some point or other in your development. So when we feel depressed, it's often that we have been putting aside the feeling of sadness. And the feeling of sadness is often because we've been putting aside the feeling of anger. There's a lot of linkage between depression and sadness and anger. Just being aware. And even that feeling of feeling flat, feeling anxious, it can all be related to that same sort of triangle of energy between the sadness, the anger, and sort of suppressing it, pushing it down. And just let yourself just kind of open to your entire life path, all the way back towards your childhood. Just into something that was pleasant, something that was nice in your childhood. Might be a day when you stood in the field and felt the sun on your face. You might have been looking for 4-leaf clovers. You might have been with somebody that you loved. And just know that somewhere in there are definitely some good things. It's not all bad. There will definitely be some good things. You might be swimming in the ocean. You might be feeling the water all around you, or the sun on your face, or the sand beneath your feet. Whatever's right for you, just feel into a pleasant memory and let your body just relive the feeling of that, what that felt like. And just allow your consciousness to move to perhaps a different memory that is pleasant. Might be more fun, might be a Christmas present, like a new bike or a pogo stick, whatever it is for you. Just move through your own consciousness and just be aware that you're looking for the good stuff, the pleasant experiences. Might have been praise from a teacher at school. It's like the heart chakra, it's just opening a bit more. It's allowing, let the energy expand. It's good, that's really good. And again, and again, and again, just keep doing that. Just if you want to focus on what the energy is doing, it's coming in and down to the base, down to the sacral area, and churning that energy there and then bringing it up to the heart. So there is an energetic profile going on as well. You can just focus on the pleasant memories that arise, and they'll naturally arise. And I know that sometimes we think we don't have very many of them, but usually there are moments in time when you can just tune into a particular part of your life. Just being aware of any medications that you take for any particular conditions, and just generally just breathe in and just release everywhere. And if you don't take any medications, then just breathe in and release any toxicity from the body. Just release the toxicity. We're just going to have a bit of Ganesha. All three. I'm just going to do some clearing. Just imagine that you were walking behind an actual elephant. Just imagine that the elephant was kind of swaying, swishing from side to side in front of you. And in that rhythmic beat of that music, you're just walking behind the elephant. And just allowing yourself to just relax and release anything that's arising. And just take a big breath in, just release everywhere. And just be aware of yourself sitting inside the double pyramid, like the diamond. Just be aware of yourself on the earth, so the middle square. And just imagine that there was sort of a powder being placed into the pyramid, which is kind of like, it's effervescent. It creates effervescence. So you know how if you were cleaning up grease and you sprinkled bicarbonate of soda or something like that, the bicarbonate of soda would fizz, and then it would be easier to lift the grease. And we just to imagine that a similar sort of product is being sprinkled into the parts of self where it's become quite difficult to sort of see. It's kind of, things get like burnt on a cooker or stuck where there's been heat applied. So any sort of excessive thinking in any direction, any addictive thinking, just let this effervescent kind of powder just be sprinkled everywhere. There's quite a lot being sprinkled across the shoulders. That's it. And just imagine that it just kind of soaks up any of the energy that's just not always helpful. It's just kind of throws you a bit, puts you into a negative state of mind. Just be aware that you're the one who has control over your mind. It just takes practice to stop yourself thinking along certain lines or directions. And when we become habitual with it, it's very easy to keep flying along the one highway into the negativity. We sort of have to build roads that are heading in a different direction towards loving ourselves, feeling of being that we're enough, that we don't have to do something to be enough. We're just inherently enough. We're born enough. And a lot of things have happened, but we're still just enough. We don't need to add to ourselves or subtract from ourselves. Who we are is just perfect as it is. And then just being aware also that we're lovable. We're inherently lovable just by virtue of being ourselves. And just be aware of any resistance to that. Like, so you might hear yourself saying, no, I'm not. I don't believe her, whatever. Whatever your response is, just allow again. And then move from allowing just to the acceptance part. So allowing awareness, allowing acceptance. And so in this stage, action would mean stopping, taking the action to stop the thoughts. So an action for me would be to chant Om Namo Narayani. And I offer that to you, that you can also use that as a way of stopping the overthinking, particularly the negative overthinking, to allow more space for positive thinking and recognizing the truth that you're inherently enough. If you think of yourself as a baby, as being a baby of about 3 months old, what would that baby have needed to add to themselves? Nothing. What would they have needed to do to be lovable? Nothing. They would have just been inherently lovable. Let's keep just letting that move through. Just be aware of our invocation to the archangels, and just being aware of the archangelic realms assisting us. Let yourself just tune into the angelic realms or the archangelic realms. Just being aware of Archangel Michael. Often Archangel Michael comes in on the right side of the body. That's what most often happens for me. Archangel Raphael, who's often directly in front of you. Gabriel on the left. and you reel at your back. So if you're not really keen on angels and archangels, and some of us have different beliefs and thoughts around that, then just think of them being the elements. So fire on your right, water in front of you, air to the left, and earth behind you. Just let yourself just ground into that earth energy. Imagine that, you're just falling back into trusting the energy that comes from the earth. That the earth holds you. That you are part of the earth's energy. And that your energy is unique to you. It doesn't belong to anybody else, and it's not the same as anybody else's. And just let yourself just imagine that your back was sort of falling into that. Might want to sort of see yourself falling backwards onto a grassy area. And then just let yourself just lie on the grass. And let yourself just from the back of the body, just release all of the past of who you thought you were, what you thought you had to do to be loved, what you thought you had to do to be enough, what you thought you had to do to belong. And just let the back of the body just release all of that you thought about. And instead, just allow yourself to realize that the thinking realm is not where it's at. Just allow yourself to tune into the physical body, the earth element, the earth energy. Thinking realm is air energy. Just let yourself just fall into it. Imagine yourself lying on the grass and feeling the earth energy beneath you at your back. Just sort of let the energy rotate, sending energy down into the earth. And then when you're ready, just picking up fresh new earth energy and let it just circulate in the back of your body, particularly the back of the heart, actually. All of the things where you've got it wrong, where you thought you had to do this or that, you just please other people, to meet other people's expectations, where other people's expectations have been more important than your own. Just letting that just relax on it. There's a bit of energy just coming up to the throat now, just like you just go, ah, ah, ah. You don't have to sound like a singer, just let the sound release. Ah, 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 ah. You don't have to do it in time with me, just letting it release. And then just make the sound oh, 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 oh. And this time we'll start to add in the oh, 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 oh. You just let yourself just finish up when you feel ready to. Nice, good. So just take another breath in through the crown, just release through the front of the Ajna chakra. And just be aware in the Ajna chakra, which we speak about every week, I think, the Ajna chakra is the master chakra, knows everything. Everything there is about you, it knows everything. There's no hiding anything from the Ajna chakra. So let yourself just be in that chakra and just kind of relax into the Ajna chakra. And the Ajna chakra will naturally start to look for or seek that which troubles you. And you already know what troubles you, but the Ajna chakra will seek to find the origin of what it is that troubles you. So just give yourself a minute. Sometimes we can have thoughts like, oh, we've wasted our life, or we've not done the right thing, or we've not made the most of things, or all sorts of sort of negativity. We should have done this, we should have done that. Sort of just shooting all over ourselves. Letting yourself just being aware of anything like that and just keep relaxing the Ajna chakra. So every decision that you've ever made, you've made because at the time, it was the best decision that you could make. Otherwise, you would have done it differently. So at the time, it was the best decision. And then we have choice to make new decisions. And we always have choice, regardless of how stuck you feel you might have gotten. We always have choice. We can always change our mind, and we can always come back to a better way of thinking. What is going to serve us best? What type of thinking is going to be the most useful for us? If we're always thinking negatively, how is that serving us? And can we do better? These are actions that we can take. And our emotional state is always feeding us information. So if you're emotionally upset, your body is trying to tell you something. The body is sort of like the vehicle of the soul. That's better. The body is kind of like, I read this wonderful quote the other day by Sri Ravi Shankar about how the body is our life partner. And that we're always out there looking for somebody else, but in actual fact, it's our body that is our life partner. We live within our body. Our body is our home, our residence. And we shall just have another song. This time, just allow your Ajna chakra to just expand little by little, just tiny, tiny fractions of millimeters, just a little bit at a time, just allowing you to see perhaps a different perspective. That change is always possible, choice is always available. Focus in the Ajna. focus on the Ajna. Just take a breath in through the Ajna. And just let the energy move around your head, and in particular into the base of the skull. And then just breathe in again through the Ajna. Breathe the energy into the back of the head, into the amygdala, the pons, the reticular activator. I want you just to focus now on, if you could have the very best life that you could have, what would be something that you would focus on? How do you want your life to be? I want you just to contemplate how it would be different if you focused all of your time and energy that you thinking about all the stuff that's wrong in your life. If you just turned it around and you started to think about the good stuff, how you would like it to be. Sometimes we're very good at knowing what we don't want, and we don't really focus on what we do want. Let's give that a little minute, and we're just going to have one last song. And stay in the Ajna.
There is no salvation for the soul, but to fall in love, fall in love, fall in love, fall in love, fall in love. Only from the heart can you touch the sky. Only from the heart can you touch the sky. Only from the heart can you touch the sky. Only from the heart can you touch the sky. Oh, fly, beloved, fly. Oh, fly, beloved, fly. Oh, fly, fly, beloved, fly. Oh, fly, fly, beloved, fly. touch the sky? Only from the heart can you touch the sky. Only from the heart can you touch the sky. Oh, fly, beloved, fly. Oh, fly, beloved, fly. Oh, fly, fly, beloved, fly. Oh, fly, fly, beloved, fly. Ram Hari Ram, Hari Ram, 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 Ram Hari Ram, Hari
And take a breath in, pull the energy down and into the lower part of the body, and just let that energy sort of supply all of the cells, the muscles, the bones in that lower part of your body. Let the cells in the body, and in particular the nuclei of every cell, just receive that energy. And then just be aware in the Ajna chakra. And just take a deep breath through the Ajna chakra, pulling in the blessings. And then just take it away. Just imagine the Ajna chakra being sealed. Take your awareness to your soul star above your head. Just pull in a little bit more of your soul energy, helping you to become the very best version of yourself. Helping you to be you as you intended. As we give thanks to the Supreme Being, Divine Mother and Divine Father, our souls and our divine selves. We give thanks to all of the great ones for all of their assistance this evening. We give thanks to beloved Sri Shakti Narayani Amma. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May we each one of us continue to be clear channels for divine light, divine love, and divine healing energy. May we all be divinely inspired. May we be loving and kind in these difficult times, and may our healthy vibration help to hold stability. We ask for blessings upon all of the people involved with COVID in any way, shape, or form. We ask for blessings upon our families, our loved ones, our extended families. We give thanks for each other. We ask for blessings upon all of the people that we come in contact with in our daily lives, be in person or online or however it comes about. May we each continue to remember that we are part of the race that is humanity, and that we are one race Gracias in full faith. Through your divine grace, so be it. And just bring your hands into prayer. Mudra in front of your heart. And if you want to, you can raise them above your head, stretching up, thinking thank you, and bring them down to just above your crown. Thinking thank you again, sending energy up, touch your crown, send energy up. Slide your hands down into your Ajna chakra, send the energy up. And just think with gratitude for all that you are and all that you be. Slide your hands to your throat. And just thinking with deep humility, may we truly come to know and understand ourselves as divine, the divine beings that we truly are. Slide your hands down and into your heart chakra. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And coming back when you're ready. I see you there, Catherine. So just spending a moment or two with yourself, just feeling into how you're feeling now. You might feel like you're ready for bed. Might feel like a cup of tea. Just let yourself just be with yourself and just asking yourself, what's the next best thing for me today, the rest of the night? What's the next best thing for me tomorrow? What do I need to give to myself? And then just kind of tuning into your inner child or that younger one within, and just being aware of that you need, whatever it is that you need, and that you're going to give it to yourself. And we'll just do a wee quick check out. Sandy?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you on?
Yeah, I feel better. I feel kind of lighter. And I feel a bit more kind of less busy and grounded. Yeah. I feel knackered. Yeah, thank you.
Good. Who would like to go next? Inanna.
No, I feel really good. That was lovely. I love that. I'm not sure what the song was, but it had So Hum in it.
Yeah, it's Carrie Grossman, Ramadasa.
All right. Yeah, we've been doing that with Maitreya in class, and I've been practicing that when I do yoga, and it's really calming.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really beautiful. But yeah, I feel really good, and I feel like a cup of tea, actually.
We shouldn't have said that. You'll all, probably a suggestion, you'll all have going to.
No, I feel really good. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. Mary Babocus. See, pronouncing it properly. Babocus. I've been practicing.
Well done. I think you're still recording. I don't know if you want to record this part.